Court case, Gulfside Lakes versus Brittany Berkey.
This is her. My understanding is that she's in the lobby talking to administration, but she's physically in the building.
She's talking to administration.
Yes, I'm unsure. I heard that from the clerk's office. I asked them to let me know when she was going to be sent down to the courtroom.
All right, so I'll pass that matter. She's coming down to the courtroom.
Okay. We still have Berkey, right?
Pardon?
Ms. Berkey was coming down the hall.
There's a request for an accommodation of what?
Not to be in the courtroom while the live stream is up.
That's what I told her. I don't need an accommodation. She needs to come down or she needs to do whatever. And you need to tell whoever's involving themselves in it to do it. Get her down to the courtroom. I told her what we do. She needs to understand what it is and she can come down here. Tell administration quit butting in. Just get her down here. She's coming down, I think. What?
Said she's not ready to come into the courtroom yet.
Oh. Let me call this witness. This is my day. Mr. Fink, on the Brittany Berkey matter, let me say a number of things for the record. Miss Berkey has come to the court. She has requested an accommodation, one of which, for the most part, this court cannot do and won't, and that is that she wishes that the court close the entirety of the courtroom, inclusive of all spectators. She did not want to appear via Zoom because it was being broadcast. She also did not want other people in the Zoom room. That could not. The court, in an attempt to find an accommodation, said that, and it was improperly stated as a private hearing, but it would be a hearing that may not be broadcast. That's fine, so we could get our matter concluded. We're going to do that, although reluctantly, but then indicated that wasn't sufficient. So at that point, I instructed my staff to tell Ms. Berkey to come down to the courthouse. What has been described to me, I guess, as a disruption has occurred. She is presumably outside the courtroom. I instructed my bailiff to inform her that the courtroom is open, that I would not be removing spectators from the courtroom, and that she would have to make a choice as to whether or not she wanted to enter the courtroom. I think what she indicated is she would come into the courtroom, but did not want anybody else in here. That was her answer. That is unacceptable. The courtrooms belong to the people. People can see what happens in the courtroom. So, given that, it seems to me that my choices are to adjourn the matter or to issue a default if she refuses to come into the courtroom. I won't ask you for your input on that quite yet. I will ask Mr. Allen to step out, tell her once again that I am not closing the courtroom, and that she can make her decision as to whether to come in. Mr. Allen, if you would do that.
When will the rain stop falling? When will I see the sun again, sun again? When will the rain stop falling? When will I see the sun again, sun again? The sun again.
Yep. Okay. Go.
Hand me my screen box. Now go freak.
Court calls the case of Gulfside Lake versus Brittany Berkey. Excuse me. What's your name?
Brittany Berkey.
Last time we were here, she was to file an answer within 7 days. I don't have a written answer. Did you file one?
Yeah, so the last time I was here, I was trying to get a lawyer and I was just confused about everything and I didn't get anything in notice, so I forgot. I'm not gonna lie, Your Honor, I forgot about everything. I take a lot of medicine and I have like short-term memory. So I do apologize on that. And I was really overwhelmed with my job that I am new at, and I did forget what I was supposed to do.
All right, well, I can tell you right now, I had 1429.80 owed. You were supposed to file a written answer with the court. I don't have a written answer.
Yeah, and then I
When
was
your-
under.
Hold on.
Oh,
When
sorry.
your rent, you were at 1429. We were on the last day of the month. It was actually going to be 2734.70 by when June kicked in.
Mhm.
But I issued an escrow order. You would have paid June rent into the court of $1,239, which I don't think we have either.
Uh.
All right. How much is owing on her account?
I have a current balance including court costs of $2,884.70.
Yeah,
All right.
I paid, I went to go pay today, because I found out I had court this morning. So I came up here to pay because I got paid today, because I did have my car broke down. I did have to end up using the funds for that. I applied for SER because now I am short on funds because of my car. I was trying to pay $1,500 today, but then I found out the escrow here has to be in cash. So I went around town because my boss let me get off around 1. And I went around all these ATMs to get cash, and then my card stopped at 800. So I was able to put 800 in the escrow. So I can put 15 by
Did
Monday,
you put 800? You got 800
right before court.
paid today?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
see.
put the
I-
rest in on Monday, and then I get paid again in 2 weeks. And then
I'm gonna
I get paid again in
Hold
another
on,
2 weeks.
stop for a moment. You paid 800 into escrow. You're gonna put how much into?
I gotta figure out how without my card keep getting declined from these ATMs, because I have identity theft, so banks aren't really the best possibility for me. So I can do like the rest of the 15 on Monday. I just gotta figure out the best solution for that
All right,
without me running around town like.
so I'm gonna go 700 by Monday the 17th.
And then I get paid again in another 2 weeks, and then I can do another.
When you say
12.
2 weeks, that's from from today?
Yeah, but I don't get paid in the morning with Gusto. I get paid like around like 1:30. It kicks in my bank account.
Get your chin way out there and pronounce everything so that it sounds as if you've got marbles in your mouth, okay?
So 1:30 active. It's weird. I don't know. Sometimes so around like 1:32, it'll probably get in my account in 2 weeks from today. I did apply from Friends Indeed and like SER, but I do work for a nonprofit helping other people, like coincidentally in my situation. So that I've been focusing on helping others and not myself, which I guess you can't fill from an empty cup. So I would rather take care of this on my own and not take from other funds when others really need it, when I can end up paying this myself eventually. If I get another couple more weeks and others who really do need it can use from the funds from the states.
Okay, the 28th, how much are you gonna be able to pay?
That's in 2 weeks
Yes, ma'am.
from now. So not including the rest of what I said on Monday, my paycheck will be $1,200. If I could save like $200 for like gas and stuff and some
So you
food.
can pay 1,000 on the 28th?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then,
Okay, I'm gonna
And-
stop there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjourn your case out to the 28th. You gotta get that paid as soon as you can
yeah,
on that day. Or bring the cash to the court. Okay, and put it into escrow.
do I have to do that or is there,
Do what?
okay, so am I only to do it through the court or?
Well,
Take
at this
the-
point, what I want you to do is do it through the court so that I know that it's paid
Okay.
because this other stuff that I asked you to do didn't get done.
Yeah,
So I
sorry,
want the
Your Honor.
700 to the court and
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
1,000 to the court.
Mhm.
I'm going to adjourn your case to June 28th, 2024 at 1 PM.
Can I, hold on. Sorry, I would write it down so I don't forget.
Okay.
Um, I can just write it on this pay slip. I just need a pen. Thank you, though. Hold on. Just because my brain, what was it again?
June 28th
June 28th.
at 1 PM.
Okay, so then I would be able to pay that 1,000 though after, because when how Augusta works, I get paid like later in the day.
Okay, we
So
will,
do you want to
I
do it
want
later?
this, I can only set it for 1. So show up at 1 o'clock. We'll figure out exactly where we're going. I just had the file marked. Okay,
Okay.
all right, but get the 700 in there and then we'll see where we're gonna head.
And then for my work though, do you mind if we do Zoom? Because I work from home and
That is fine if you want to appear via Zoom.
okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't able to get legal counsel or anything.
All right, it's okay. We'll just work through it and you need to get this done and then we'll be all set.
Yeah, I talked to McKinley and Melissa too. I showed that I never got the bank verification sent to me either. So they are also looking to drop the court fees and stuff and also talking about like withdrawing this, but I understand it's in the court now. It's up to you to do that. So I don't know how they would do that. So.
Well, they'll do it through their attorneys if that's what they're gonna do.
Okay, but I do understand the court, because it's not like fully my fault. I was just physically unable to pay. They are willing to drop the court fees.
Okay, well, the only way I'm gonna know that is if their attorney tells me that.
Okay.
Okay? All
Thank you,
right.
Your Honor.
Thank
I
you.
hope you enjoy the weekend.
I will do. You do the same.
Thank you.
The matter of Centerville Mobile Home Park versus Andrea McWaters is due. And Attorney Casey Strong is here for the plaintiffs. And someone is here from the park. All right. We're returning to this case. Who is here from Centerville Mobile Home Park?
I am, Your Honor. Manager, just in case
Okay.
we need clarification or testimony.
All right, Joshua Vela is here. I've got Motorola G, that's, I think, Brian Klein. At any rate, we had a hearing on May 31st. The defendant was served by attachment, Andrea McWaters. So I brought Andrea McWaters in from the jail, and it was the wrong Andrea McWaters. I think that was Andrea Nicole McWaters. The tenant is actually her aunt, Andrea Elizabeth McWaters. So we didn't have personal service, so we continued it. I got a phone call about 5 minutes ago from Heidi McWaters, Andrea's daughter, said her mother wouldn't be here.
And Your Honor, I can shed some light on that as well. Ms. McWaters, she is in a nursing facility at this time. She has been in the nursing facility since before we filed the non-payment of rent complaint. Her aunt has power of attorney over her, and she's indicated that they want to sign the trailer over to the park. But Heidi McWaters is still living in the property and she's not paying her lot rent. And that is why this action was brought as a non-payment of rent matter.
All right, let's bring, well, just a minute. Let's bring Heidi McWaters in here.
Hello?
Good morning. This is Judge Middleton calling for Heidi McWaters.
Yes, this is her.
All right, Miss McWaters, are you residing at 50 Randall Court, Lot 50?
Uh-huh, yes, sir.
And this property belongs to your mother, Andrea McWaters?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, the landlord wants you to pay the rent or move out. I'm advised that your mother wants to sign the trailer over to the park.
Okay.
What's your position?
I do not want the trailer. I plan on moving out. This has been, the new owners of the park have been a little bit, I call it scandalous, sneaky, whatnot. My mom moved the trailer in 30-something years ago, and they were not apparently willing to renew a lease for her with this trailer. And they were going to put us, evict us and put us in jail for being, I don't know what you call that. Anyways, my mother owns this trailer, and they said that they sent out 4 letters. One is, we'll trade you $1,000 for your house keys, and you have to move out and sign in by this whatever date that you decided. I did not get a letter for that. I mean, everything has been so wrong.
Well, let me ask this. So you're presently living there, but you're not paying any rent?
No, sir. I was living with my mother. I had to quit my job because of a diagnosis of congestive heart failure. And me and my mom, she was helping take care of me, whatnot. I was helping take care of her. Then she, 5 weeks after I got my diagnosis and had to quit my job, she had that stroke, or a stroke. And her wishes were to take care of this trailer and her dogs with an account that she had with one of the banks here in Centerville. It's so frustrating because that's what my mom's wishes was with the money.
Well, let me ask this. Ms. Vela, when was rent last paid on this lot? And
the power of attorney for Andrea McWaters, which is her sister Rose, signed over the mobile home last year in October.
And Your Honor, to answer your question, the last payment was September 1st, 2023 in the amount of $371. She's had a balance running since then. That balance is totaling $5,092.02. Court costs of $156.60 for a total of $5,248.60.
how many cents?
$5,248.60. And there should be a proposed judgment in the file as well.
I have it right here with that number on it. All right, well, Miss McWaters, your mother's power of attorney was her sister, and she signed the trailer over to the park. So your mother no longer owns it, the park owns it. And you've been living there.
I now recall signing that trailer over.
Well, your mother didn't sign it. Your aunt signed it over as her power of attorney. And you've been living there without paying any rent for more than a year. And so they want you to move.
I totally understand that.
Okay. Is she on the lease?
No, she's not, Your Honor.
You see, when they came up here last summer and took over the park, they went around and handed out leases to every trailer to renew it with their coming in, in the purchasing of this place. And they did not bring anything around here. Why at that time in June were they not willing to at least give me an application, run my information through it, and keep the trailer here, or let me come in as like a stranger off the street, you know? It's my mom's trailer. She moved it in here. So why couldn't they treat me like any, you know, the next person? Give me an application to fill out. You run my credit or whatever it is that you run to get people in here. Let us fill out a lease agreement and go from there. No, they have been scandalous from the get-go.
Well, stop. You're not on the lease. You haven't paid any rent in more than a year. And they're scandalous. You can pay this amount. Now stop.
To sign a new lease agreement like the other 50 trailers in here.
Miss McWaters?
Somebody else got a new lease agreement handed to them.
Miss McWaters,
Yes,
if you were here in the courtroom, I would find you in contempt for interrupting me. You are a tenant at sufferance. You don't have a right to stay there. Although the way they filed it, your mother is on the lease. She can pay the rent of $5,292.02 with a court cost of $156.60 for a total of $5,248. That's how much you cost the trailer park by staying there without paying any rent. Your aunt, who is your mother's power of attorney, signed the trailer over to the park.
Where is that paper? I have not seen that paper, Your Honor. I've seen every paper of I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry for interrupting you. But
all right, well, I didn't know you existed until 5 minutes before this hearing started. Last time I brought Andrea Nicole McWaters in from the jail and confused the heck out of her. And then I realized that it was your mother. This was posted by attachment. So you would have had reason to know there was a hearing, but you never came. And your mother didn't come. And now you're here. You are the tenant. You're not on the lease. But this amount of rent is due. I'm going to show it as a default because it's in Andrea's name, not yours. But you are included as to all other occupants. So I'll show a hearing as to Heidi.
excuse me?
You were here by phone. All you had to do was walk down the street and you could have come here to the courthouse. But we managed to make the connection by telephone because you called about 5 minutes before the hearing started. The bottom line is you're living there with no lease and you're not paying the rent. So someone has to pay $5,248 within 10 days or you're subject to being evicted. And I understand there's nowhere to move to, but they can't just let you keep living there without paying any rent. And apparently they don't wish to have you as a tenant. But I don't know that you ever went in and applied in your own name. You've had the benefit of living here for more than a year without paying any rent. And that's a benefit. But what this hearing is, this whole landlord-tenant process really boils down to making people move when they don't want to move or pay the rent when they don't want to pay the rent. So we're going to send this to there. What facility is Andrea in?
I don't know the name of the facility. Do you know, Ms. Vela?
I do not know off the top of my head, but it is in.
Heidi, what facility is your mother in?
She is in the one that, Heartland. It's now like at Thomas or something like that. On Three Rivers by the Catholic school.
Okay, at Heartland and Three Rivers. I think that's Douglas Street is the street address. I don't know. I'm the bearer of bad news. And I will send this there. And if you have other issues, you may go talk to the manager. Otherwise, you're going to have to be prepared to move out within 10 days. All
Your
right.
Honor, may I say
All right.
something?
Yes. Yes.
So on several occasions, we tried to help Miss Heidi to relocate. She did come to us and say, well, her friend was going to sell her an RV camper for them to live in, and that it was going to cost her $1,000 something. So we offered cash for keys to avoid going to court and fees and stuff. We did offer her the $1,000 to surrender the property, and then she would be able to have the money to go get her RV, so that we didn't have to keep going back and forth through all of this, because she understood that she was not permitted on the property that she was squatting. So we have on several occasions offered to help her with funding to move out. But she will say yes, and then she'll go back on her word, and then she'll give us another, like a long, lengthy story about how she suffers from her heart and this and that. As she has 2 other men living with her brother and her boyfriend. And so we kind of exhausted every type of help that we could offer her, or any type of agreement, because she's just non-compliant, and she expects her aunt, which is the power of attorney for her mother, to continue paying these bills, continue to pay the back pay, and to continue paying, like, their water pump got messed up and whatnot throughout this whole process. But she expects the power of attorney of her mom to pay for everything. And we've explained to her over and over that that's not how it works. She has to be responsible for what's going on, because she's the one that's living in the home. And so she has never made an effort to make things right.
Well, I didn't realize there were 2 additional people in the trailer. Last week, I thought the thing was vacant. So Miss McWaters, this applies to you and all occupants in the trailer. They have to be out within 10 days or subject to being evicted. All right, we'll send you this in the mail.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Vela, if she contacts you, just send her to me. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All right. Well, today's been a day of that kind of case. All right. Thank you all.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. We need an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Joke. Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed? We're going to start bringing people in person. People are going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm the one that needs a drink.